Oh my gosh, who have we got? Hey Mrs. DB, hey Senny! Welcome, welcome, welcome to daytime. What is this? What is daytime? Hi Senny. How are the kitties? How are both of your kitties? And Mrs. DB, how are the kitties? Oh, my chat's not working. What's up, chat? Oh, okay, let's try that again. Sorry, let me just see if I can get the doc chat working, because I don't want to miss out on YouTube messages too. Come on, chat, chat, chat. Oh, I think it is. Yay! Hopefully that will be a happy little thing now. Music is a bit too loud. Okay. Oh, I needed to move the microphone closer. Good reminder. Good reminder. Because now that I'm a bit further away from my desk, because I'm over here at the easel. Is that a bit better? A bit more balanced? You're being harassed by Ellie. Aww. Abby is, yes, normally the harasser, but that's just her personality. She's a lovely little harasser. Which is good. Yay. I think that's working now. Because I can see one message from Mrs. DB, which is the most recent one. Let me just check YouTube hasn't sent me any messages I haven't seen. And then I'll let you know what I'm up to today. No, I don't think it has. Cool. Okay, cool. Well, if anyone wants to stream over on YouTube, you're more than welcome to, but I love seeing you here on Twitch too. Yay. Bit more volume on voice, bit lower on music would be good. I need to figure out how I can put more volume on my mic. Now, is that too much on the mic? I just turned it up a whole bunch. I can turn it down. That's good. Awesome. Geordie slept on your legs last night. Wait, Geordie? You have 3 cats? Am I missing a cat in my head? I always thought it was Abby and Ellie. Can't keep track of all the fluffy babies. That's okay. I did actually post in my Discord, didn't I? Yes, I did. Good. Yay! I'm very, very excited to actually have daylight hours today. You have 3 cats! How did I not know Geordie? Oh, I'm going to blame pregnancy brain for that one, because I guarantee you I've seen Geordie before, and I'm just not recollecting. Or maybe it's just, like, obviously we see the most of Abby, because Abby's a little photogenic little lady. Which is very cute. Oh, how's everyone's day so far? Oh, there's Geordie. Yeah, see, I know. Oh, cutie. Hop on my Discord, everyone, if you haven't before, just to see the pet pics. Do I have a Discord command? Good question. Anyway, what are we painting today? We're painting a new painting. I am part of a show with Modern Eden Gallery in San Francisco, which is awesome. This is their annual portrait show. I've been in it twice before. This will be my 3rd one, which will be very fun. And it is called Myth this year. So they have a theme about mythology. It can be any different mythology, just works that are that bit of realism, bit of fantastical, bit of surrealism, bit of everything, which is definitely up my alley. Yeah, so I've been humming and hawing on a couple of different ideas. I've ended up with about 4 different plans for this painting, but then this one is like hardcore, just hit me the other day, and I was just like, yes. So I want to do a harpy. But I'm doing a harpy as, rather than a big bird of prey that's like screaming at you, angry, like vigilant emotion, I want to do a harpy who's like a small deceased bird, with the idea of that feeling sort of after the huge cathartic emotional release, that feeling you have straight after. yeah, so I've got an amazing reference image of a life model I know who is also an aerialist. So they were in the hoop swinging upside down, so their head's upside down and got all the pressure going to their head. And then I've merged that with a photo I had of a deceased bird who died in my backyard. Sadly, we just found her. Dipper was very confused. My dog was just like, "Mum, come outside. I'm confused. What's this? What? So I'm not sure how it died, but I'm very glad Dipper didn't do anything untoward, and we could just sort of put it away, lay it to rest the normal way. So yeah. No emotional release, only repression. 2024 has been healthily emotionally for me. Or maybe you need to have a mid-2024 just cathartic or something. Because there's nothing wrong with catharsis as long as you aim it in the right direction, in a accessible direction. So yeah, I don't know. I just felt like, yeah, trying to post an image of a woman screaming wasn't particularly the message I wanted to send, because it could be taken the wrong way, but this clicked. So let's have a look at the board anyway. Let's jump over here. This is my board. It's the nice shiny aluminium. You can see my hands reflecting like crazy. Yeah, Sandy, it's underrated. Like, it's honestly, the couple of times I've done it, it's hard to find a place you can do it where you're not gonna make people worry. But if you can find somewhere, like I ended up staying back in my art classroom at uni, and I went in until everyone was out of the building, and then I had a good old scream and recorded myself, and that was fine. And granted, the adrenaline you get straight after when you have a really hard cathartic one, sometimes you get the and then sometimes you get the spike straight after the so this is like that mood in between. But yeah, I got hardcore adrenaline after relaxing that one because I was worried someone was going to run to the building thinking someone had been murdered. Because I was in, like, it was still a public place even though no one was there. I know I've read an article before about opera singers finding it hard to find places they can practice where they can go full volume, and the Bunnings car park at night is one that they go to because they're big open spaces and they can like be with their car, really obvious, really well lit, and just belt it. And I'm like, I would love to drive past a Bunnings and just hear someone singing opera. That would be so freaking cool. Yeah, so I'm putting on some nitrile gloves because, as you can tell from here, if it touches your skin oils the way that I get these prepared with the conversion coating, it grabs right onto them. So unfortunately this is where I've smudged it with my hand already, and it's just like, hello. So the likelihood of an absolutely pristine background is severely low, but I don't know what I'm doing with the background quite yet. I don't know if I want to make it look like a ground, like grass or rocks or something like that, or whether I want it to have a sort of cloudscape, more ethereal look, as though the bird is like falling rather than laying on the ground, or whether I just want to do like a white or something, because I've done a bird painting previously where I did just a white background and I really liked it. It was just so sort of crispy. So, I don't know, but we'll give this a go. I'll get my medium sorted. And I think what I want to do is start with an underpainting. So we're going to do the whole thing in one colour and white. So that way I can get the whole painting down, hopefully in this little couple of hour session with all the values. And then I can come back in when it's dry with variations on the colours as a second layer. So that seems to be working quite well for me for these smaller pieces, especially to do the underpainting. The bigger pieces I definitely like to sort of divide into chunks and do a chunk at a time, but yeah, that's all, that sort of thing. Just want to check YouTube again. It's completely fine if no one's chatting over there. I just don't want to be missing anyone chatting over there. I think I'm just gonna leave that running, or maybe I'll leave it running on my phone so that way I don't mess around with the bandwidth. Let's do that. So let me just get that set up. How's everyone's mornings? What time is it for you, Mrs. D? Yeah. Because I imagine it's quite early for you. I can't remember with daylight savings whether we're closer or further away now. I never remember. I went to the gym this morning, so I'm actually I've been in the hardcore adrenaline fast music mode, and I'm like, okay, calm down, Liz. Calm down. There we go. Okay, cool. I can't see any chats in there that I've missed. Hopefully I haven't missed anyone. If I have missed anyone on YouTube, hi. Hey, how you going? I'm Liz Gridley. Welcome to the painting stream. Where are my paints? They're in my bag. One sec. Not sure if the studio assistant's going to join us today because it is wet outside and she is moping on her bed that looks outside. She might come say hi a little bit later, but hopefully she's not too worried about all the things happening in here. I think I want a reasonably raw umber or pearl black sort of colour, so something with a little bit of something to it rather than just black and white. I'll mix one. Yeah. Ah, fantastic. Thank you so much, Sunny, just so I know it's working. Thank you. Okay, I'll turn this off my phone now. Thank you. That settles my nerves. That's the thing with Restream. I'm still not confident enough that it's working across both correctly, even though everything on this end says it is. So, yay, Restream. Alright, let's do a big mix of these guys. So when I do underpaintings, I like to do a five-step value scale. So that's 5 steps between the darkest dark, well, 3 steps between the darkest dark and the lightest light. So I'm just mixing perylene green and transparent something, oxide red together to get a sort of browny dark. That's a lot darker than Maramba. And that's going to be my underpainting colour. Because the bird I've mixed it with is sort of a grey bird, but I might darken it up a little bit. I just didn't want to be using that sapphire blue. I've been using that for everything at the moment. And it's all well and good to have everything sort of suit together, but I didn't want it to like be too samey. That being said, I do kind of want to put a little bit of blue in this. Just a little bit. Ultra rainbow. That's a different one. Just like that. Aw, thank you, Sunny's Kitties, for watching me on the separate area. I appreciate that. I hope this is nice and calming and fun for you, looking at a dead bird slowly emerge. Sounds like something cats would be into. Maybe. I don't know. As I said, Dipper was just confused, so dog did not know what to do. Alright, so I've taken a big blob to go in my next step down, which will be like 75% dark, and then a smaller blob for 50% dark, and then pretty much just what's left on the knife for 25% dark. And then I'll add white, and then we'll see how far away we are. I just eyeball it. I'm not very good at measuring. Some people are really, really precise. They like measure on the gram using a little kitchen scale, and I'm like, too much time and effort. I would rather just get into painting. But yeah, enjoying myself. It's alright, Mrs. D, if you can't chat too much, I have a feeling you're working, which is absolutely fine. Squidge, and just a little bit. Let's see how we go with those. Do. Sunny, are you working as well? Or do you have a day off today? Right, mix my middle one first. You're working too. Maybe just more efficiently because you haven't got a toddler running around at the same time. Although, Pumpkin has their moments. I have a feeling this dark is not going to be as dark as I thought it was. But that's okay. Let's mix them all up first before making judgments. Yeah, so it's like a muted greeny grey colour. A bit less brown than I thought it would be, but that's alright. Working with Ronan. Yay! Ronan being your secretary on the little couch behind you. We had the kids at gym this morning, so gym is basically a bunch of my mates who are also mums with kids sort of between the ages of 0 and 4. and one of them owns an aerial studio where you do like hoop and silks and all that sort of stuff, which is really cool. Which I'm happy to privately DM to people in Victoria if they want to learn aerials, because they should totally go there because it's great. But yeah, because she had a baby as well, we were sort of all like, oh, we all feel so unfit and bleh, and they're like, well, I know a bunch of PTs who come in to do strength and conditioning sessions with the aerialists. Do we want to organise like a Get Mums Fit session? So that's what we've started. We go once a week, and we have not only a PT, we have another friend who is a childcare worker who comes in and plays Wrangle the Kids on one side of the gym, and then we're on the other side of the gym doing exercises. And it's really, really fun. Like, it's definitely... The trainer is great because she's all about form over high reps, so she's sort of like, as long as you get the form as good as you can get it, then let's focus on that. So sometimes I can't keep up with the amount of reps, or I need to take a break in the middle, and that's completely fine. It feels like the most guilt-free PT I've ever had, but at the same time she's pushing us and she's doing different stuff with us every week, and yeah, she's sort of doing it along with us, so that always feels good, like you're not being sort of barked at by army general. Yeah. Oh, okay, so have a look at this. So this one and this one are almost exactly the same. That's problematic. I feel like this one needs to be a lot darker, and then that one needs to be a bit darker, and then that one should be right. But that between that and white. Yeah, so I'm quite enjoying that. As much as it's only 1 day a week, and I wish I could go 2 or 3 days a week, I know my limits, both financially and mentally and physically at the moment, and we're working hard enough that we do feel it the day after, so I'm like, oof. But yeah, I haven't lifted heavy things like this in a long time, like 3 or 4 years, and I love doing the lift the heavy thing. It just feels so satisfying when you get to lift the heavy thing and feel the little tingly burn thing. I don't like the cardio stuff. Getting huffy puffy is annoying but essential. But the lifty, the heavy thing is fun. Yeah, we were doing a good one today where you held like a big plate and you did a squat with the plate and get it to boop the ground, and then you lift it up above your head and you're like, I can rule the world! So that felt good. Yeah. Oh, Friday afternoons open is such a good idea, Sunny. Because that's the time when you get all the weirdest emails at like 3 to 4 o'clock on a Friday, and you just need the mental capacity to deal with it, or you just go, let me out. Let me out. There used to be the thing in all my sort of, not retail, but like design / admin jobs was 2 to 3 o'clock on a Fridays when everyone would want everything, and I'm just like, no. I mentally checked out 2 hours ago. So it's already looking a bit better. We want nice even steps between dark and light. I think because I used the transparent oxide red, it wasn't as dark as I thought it would be. If it was an opaque paint rather than a transparent, it would have gone darker. I end up using all of this, but that's alright. So I'm liking the mid better. I think the 75% still needs to be a bit darker. Sometimes this is fun, just patting it smooth. You're just like, just be nice, smoothy little paint blobs. Ugh. Let's get some more white on this one. Yeah, that's a bit better. This one's meant to be halfway between that and that. I'm really glad today we did a lot of abs and legs and butt, but I can feel my arms a little wobbly. Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. This one darker. Alright, I'm going to use all of this and then mix up another darker stock. Squats are your nemesis? Yeah, squats be like that. It's that burn Although she did one today. Oh, what was it? We had like the long elastic band thing, not the little elastic band, a longer one. And we like held it in our hand, and then we stood on it with both of our feet with our legs apart. And we just like shuffled sideways like a crab, like holding this thing, shuffling sideways like a crab. And for the first 5 steps, you're like, this is nothing. I'm just being a crab, it's fine. But then the next 20 steps, you're like, holy heck, this is hard! Because it's like all the outside of your thighs doing the thing. And I'm like, this should not be that hard. This is deceptive. This is mean. And it's one of those things like from a distance, and even when you first start doing it, it's just like, all I'm doing is walking sideways. I can be a crab, it's no problem. And then you're just like, how does it do all the things on the bits of my body I obviously don't use or have not used in a long time? Oh, I can notice such a difference between my legs as well. One of my legs is totally compensating all the time when I carry my little bird, my baby, and oh, I can feel it now. I can tell, because when you do exercises on one leg and then the other leg, you're like, there is a big difference. Oh, big difference. So that's interesting and annoying as well. Okay, that's kind of more what I wanted. I wanted it more brown, but oh well, that'll do. Sweet. So you got darkest dark, lightest light, halfway in between, a little bit up, a little bit down. Perfect. That's what we wanna see. Oh, don't flex your legs, Liz. That's a terrible idea. Alright. Brush. What brush? One of the brushes. Why isn't Puppy coming to join us today? Alright. And this one, as opposed to my normal sort of slapdash approach where I sort of put paint everywhere, this time I want to be a lot more precise and stay within my sketch so I don't lose all the details. Your entire left side is much weaker than your right and you compensate all the time. That's what I feel like! Oh, you broke your elbow. Ow! And your foot. Oh! Fair enough that the other side is very protective of it. That's what I worry about with when little bird broke her arm when she was like, how old was she? She was tiny. Like 10 months or something. No, a bit more than that. 12 months. No, 14 months. That's when she broke her arm. 14 months. Yeah, she used to run with both arms going like this. And now she runs with one arm going like this and the other arm out straight, like Naruto run, out behind her. And I worry that she's always going to be sort of protective to it. I don't know if she's just gotten used to that or if she's just not sure. I don't know. It's a weird thing to witness because she's so enthusiastic when she runs, but only with one arm. Just finding my reference image. One sec. That one. I have a printout, but I don't think I want it on the screen here, so I can see the thing. Also, a whole bunch of people followed me when I wasn't streaming, so here's a little shout out to Lucifer, Mama Laws, Voodoo May, Arasette, Sockatumi, Akweshi, Slick Shady, Krabby Moon, and Tom Noines. I think that's everyone who followed me when I wasn't streaming. You guys are amazing. Thank you for following. Thank you. That's on Twitch. Yeah. It is weird, the body has weird reactions sometimes. Benny does the one arm run? I need video evidence later. I'll have to video little bird. Which, by the way, I think that's what I want to call her on stream. I think. Like, it's far away enough but close enough. So if that's weird, that's why. But we'll see. We'll see if it feels good saying that, and then if not, I'll change. What was I doing? Reference image. Pew! There you are. Resizing all the windows, even though I've got fun zones. I forget to use them. Alright, that looks good. Alright, let's get some paint down. So I normally like to start with the darkest darks with this bit, because it's the easiest one to see. What are you doing? This sort of stuff, so let's have a look up here. I like to just sort of go the absolute darkest areas, chuck some colour in there first to remind myself. Now see, this colour is still really transparent. It's probably too transparent. Alright. Change tack, we're adding black to everything. We're adding black to everything. Just a bit. That's not enough. More black. The reason I'm meh about the transparency is if I do a whole underpainting with really transparent paint, you're not going to notice the difference in the values as much, and it's going to show too much of the aluminium through it. I want to really control when I have that reflection, when I don't, and when I want an object to look 3D, I really want it to be solid, because that works. Little bird works except for today's reference image, right? And I'm sort of like, that was a poor choice on my part. Because, yeah, I'm literally painting a little bird. Poof. Let's try that. White is quite opaque, so I don't think I need to add too much of this to the lighter one, because it'll already be quite opaque from the white. It's mainly the darker ones. It's so irritating when you're just like, I just want to paint, but I always rush prep, and I know if I rush it too much I don't end up with the effect I want, and there's nothing worse than spending 3 hours on something and you have to start again. So it's taking a minute to get it right. This is quite nice actually, getting a daylight painting session in here. Lately I've been doing all of my daylight painting at the Victorian Artists Society where I'm a resident at the moment. But we haven't got a spot there today because someone else is using the studio, which is fine. We're allowed to use the studio when no one else is, so the vast coterie. So I'll take whenever it's given, but today, home studio, which is fine. I've just finished sort of redecorating here a little bit actually, in terms of tidying and making the space more efficient. I finally got some little shelves for drying paintings, which I'm really happy about. They make ones called like photo display shelves or something, and they're like only about that wide off the wall, which is perfect. That's all I need. And yeah, I could spin you around to have a look. Do you want to be a bit dizzy for a sec? Alright. If you get dizzy, look away from the screen for a minute. You see that little one? Little shelf. And I put some little eyelets in underneath it so I can put random things hanging from it. And then I've got another one down there. There's another little one. So it's just like a little gutter shelf, but it means I can have drying paintings in my view. Look. Sorry if you're expecting the big screen to move. That one's on a tripod, so I'm not moving that camera. Oh, too hard. There we go. Alright, that's looking more opaque. And I'll just mix this one in. So I've muted my colour a bit by adding black, but oh well. I will actually go into the Art Society tomorrow. They've got an art opening tomorrow. And I've got the piece in the show. It's their autumn select show. They do 3 shows a year of just like everyone in the society can enter one piece. And then there's some prize money and stuff, which is cool, but it's more about everyone sort of showing what they've been up to, which is pretty cool. The gutter shelves are great. They are! Drying inspo display. Yeah, and the fact that you can change out the stuff on them so easily is so good. Like, I would love to have just like edged the whole room in them. If I owned this house, I would totally do that. And they're only like $10 each, which is cheap. A tour of the new stuff every time you visit. That's so cool. Ah, I do love when people come over and I'm like, come into the studio, see what I'm doing. That's always fun. It was hard when I was working on the Jordan piece because that was the opposite. I was like, everyone, don't come in the studio. Don't see what I'm doing. Really? Now I want to put that down. Oh, see, that's way more opaque. Oh, you probably can't see. I can see. It's way more opaque, trust me. So I'm just going to go around and just block in. I really don't have to be too fussy, I just have to make sure I'm preserving the shapes that I want. So in terms of the actual brush quality in that, I can have a bit of fun with it. Because these are feathers, I can be a bit textural, which is nice. But this is very different from the cloudscapey stuff I was doing the other night. How far forward can I go without getting my head in the camera? But yeah, that's good. I can feel my lower back going, I want support, I worked hard this morning. Sit in the chair properly. Yeah, that's good. And you're going to notice I'm going to keep doing little smudgies over here as I put my gloves on here. But that's okay, we'll just keep doing what we're doing. Oh, try and make sure you don't get paint all over your gloves. Green. That's just annoying. When did I get that? Whatever. New paper towel. What sort of work does your mum do, Sunny? Have you shown me before? You may have. Come back here, come on. There we go. Alright. How is everyone going with the chill music? I'm wondering if I need to find some other copyright-free music that I can sort of sub out, because I don't know if chill hop is always the vibe. It's a good bass line. Because I was listening to such hardcore fast stuff this morning, it feels a bit sudden change for me right now. You like the chill music? Oh good. Okay, well that's good. I think that is the thing, when I'm as chatty as I am, having intrusive stuff might not work as well. Also, it's just a different vibe in general. Feathers! I'm done. No. That does make sense, yeah. You don't want it to be sort of overpowering music, because music isn't the point, it's just for fun. A raid? Let's do the John! Hello! Hello! Oh my gosh, I think this is my first ever raid! Thank you so much! Welcome, welcome! We're doing some painting in daylight hours. Who does that? Who does that? We always paint at night over here usually, because that's when I can. But today, we're spoiled. And we're starting a new painting. How was your stream? What were you up to? Let's do the John. Welcome! Welcome, welcome. I'm Liz. I'm an art streamer. I do oil painting, figurative, and sort of more fantastical. Today we're doing quite a fantastical little dead harpy. Oh, thank you, Coffee Traveller, for following. Thank you. Night painting is the haps. Yes. What sort of painting do you do? I'm gonna just quickly bookmark you so I can stalk you later. Stalk you later. Dude. Yeah, you. Go over there. Gotcha. Boop. Gee. Thank you, Chapman F1. Thank you for following. Saw some real life painting and here we are. Hey. I do like doing some real life painting. I do admit the Twitch crowd seems to be mostly digital, which is completely fine. I like doing digital sometimes, but I am definitely a IRL painty paint, liquid paint person. Give me the liquid and the dirt, smush it together, make a picture. Helldivers 2 and Stardew Valley. Oh, lovely. You should definitely do some painting streams. Acrylic mixed media. Getting back into oils. Yay, oils! I'm here to talk oils any day. Come talk oils. Acrylic is fun, don't get me wrong, but oils is just So satisfying. This is all oils. This is all traditional oils. I also use water mixable oils, which is a whole nother... Well, they work similarly, but it's got a whole thing about it. I've got a YouTube video about it. If you're interested in water mixable oils, I have all that on my YouTube. I have 2 videos on it now, and I use them occasionally. Just got a message from someone saying, "New monster, what did I do?" I don't know. I'll find out later. Stole someone's chocolate from the kitchen, maybe. But yeah, you have a full studio shed set up. Yay, studio! Thank you for following. So having a space that you can be creative in and sort of leave things set up is just such a game changer. I remember when I used to have to paint in communal areas and on dining tables and things like that, and you lose the flow like in the setup. You spend so much time just getting the stuff out or packing it up all the time, you just lose all the oomph of actually doing the thing. So any space you can have to be a creative space permanently, or at least semi-permanently, game changer. So good. This is like the tiniest bedroom in my house. This is the spare bedroom, and I'm just like, here's my studio, I cram it full of all the things. And it's very full. You did cooking streams. Yeah, no, just leaving it set up. So much better. So much better. No one else needs to use a kitchen, it's fine. Psh. My husband would kill me if I started doing that. The kitchen is his studio. That's where he goes when he needs to debrain. And I'm just like, okay, I know I will come in and do the dishes, and that is all I will do. You have your space to do your thing. And then that will be good. And like, I don't complain because I get to eat the food. Which is very tasty for a novice hobby cook. He does a good job. Tiny studio with a pass though, so everything sat on the bar. Oh, like it had a bar. My dream studio is like those 70s, 80s houses where people had the second lounge room with a bar in the corner. And I'm like, I could have like a clean-up space, and I could have a big area so I could have a couch so friends could come and hang out while I'm working and painting. That would be the dream. I do have a chair in here with me, which is for friends, but it has somewhat been claimed by the dog, who is sadly not with us at the moment. If she decides to come in and have a snooze in here later, I'll put on puppy cam. We're actually, our little Ko-fi goal at the moment is to get a better webcam for puppy cam, because it's kind of awful. Let's switch over here. This is puppy cam, and it's got maybe 50 pixels, because it's our old, my husband and I's old, oop, wrong one. Sorry. Old one. This one? No, that's drawn on with light chalk, so it's not etched at all. It's a light chalk, so the light chalk mixes in with the paint and completely disappears. So I've just got to be careful not to smudge it, because if I smudge it, it's just going to go... So yeah, no, I used a chalk transfer paper, so I could transfer on my sketch. And like, it's mostly guidelines, but like, especially down here in the face, I need to keep all those guidelines of where the shadows are, otherwise I'll get real confused. I love transfer paper because it just takes a lot of the guesswork out, because I can make all my mistakes on normal paper and like Photoshop and things like that, and then when I'm done, just transfer it straight onto the board. Yeah. Perfect for streaming because you could still do cooking and whatnot outside of it. That's perfect! Oh, and you don't have that anymore, Coffee Travel? That's a bit sad. Oh, do you still stream cooking fun food content? I watch a lot of food content on YouTube. I haven't thought about coming to Twitch for it. You toggle with getting sketches onto your canvases. Aha! I have a trick for that. Coloured pencil. Because grey lead pencils are horrible to both get it on and also to cover it with light colours. So if you're painting in yellows and light pinks, covering grey lead is a pain in the butt. But if you use like a light orange or a light green pencil, you can draw the whole thing on and you can go ham with it, and you can get like a really big chunky coloured pencil and just go for it, and it goes into the paint a lot better because it is pigment and wax and things like that, which marry a lot happier than graphite. Graphite wants to fight through the paint. It doesn't want to be covered. Yeah. Coffee is training to take down the Tetris leaderboards. Ooh, Tetris fighter! That's cool. I'm definitely a Tetris novice, but I find it very satisfying. That's intense to do it the intense way. Well done. Well done. Quill, hello! No, you're not late. We've only just started. I've only painted this much. I've barely painted anything. Everyone, this is Quill. Quill's amazing. I'm gonna do a little commandy thing. Ha! If you don't follow Quill, she does amazing cool stuff. She does streaming Sims games and horror games. Oh, Nugs won't settle. That's okay. Loki is great. Thank you so much for the lurk. Love you, darling. Who else have we got with us? I've got alerts for people. We've got Senny with us. Yeah. Can you tell I figured out alerts and now I'm excited about it? And then I had one for Mrs. D as well. Senny is the best Senny and we love them very much. Yeah. And then Mrs. D is also an artist. She does digital and physical. She does pastel work as well as Procreate. Really cute pet portraits that are so soft and pretty and lovely. With eyes, just these most gorgeous eyes. She's the queen of eyes, which is very, very cool. Yeah, so slowly meeting more and more creatives over here on Twitch, which is really nice because, yeah, I started on YouTube and I'm restreaming at the moment. I'm on YouTube and Twitch because, yeah, I've in the past made long form videos mostly, but currently I have my little 2-year-old. That means I don't have as much time for filming and editing, but I'm excited to be live streaming because even this is giving me so much joy. So much joy. And that's pumpkin. Oh, is that actually the drawing that Mrs. D did? Is the emote? That's so cool, Senny. Yeah. Well, isn't that just fancy? You've got custom fancy portrait as an emote. I love it. No wonder it looks so much like pumpkin. Yay. Yay. Oh, I'm chuffed. I've had a rave now. Yay. I was explaining before with this underpainting, I'm just trying to get all the values in, and then when this is dry I can come in and do colour. So I'm just trying to get my darkest darks in first, and then I'll come through with the lighter tones of my 5-step value scale, which we mixed up earlier. And yeah, that's basically the plan for today. If I can get the whole underpainting done, or maybe not if I've only got an hour and a half to go, I won't be able to get it all done. Alright, if I can get all the darks and the mids done, that would be great. But as usual, here on live stream land, I'm having too much fun. Although I'm painting a lot more than I did the other night when I was just chatting to everyone. So that's good. I saw on, whose stream was I watching last night? Another Australian creator. They were drawing a cool skull thing. What was their name? Natalie M Fine Art on Twitch. She's cool. Really nice. And oh, thank you! Yeah, no, I've got heaps of tutorials. They're fun. Some of them are just like paint along with me. They're not strictly like do this, then do this, and you get this. But always happy for questions. If you've got questions on any of the videos, just I answer every comment at the moment, so go for it. Yeah, no, I love that with YouTube versus Twitch, like that stuff sticks around on YouTube, as opposed to with Twitch, it's like your VODs stay for a little while and then they sort of, it's more about what you're currently doing. It's always sort of based on the more current stuff, which is fine. It's more relevant, and obviously it has better reach and things than YouTube does. From Bob Ross as a kid. Oh, that's a very specific way of oil painting. There is no, what is it? Like, get the devil out of it, solvent throwing around the studio in here. That is the only thing I disapprove of Bob Ross wise. Everything else is good. But we do not like solvents all being thrown around the air to breathe in and get us cancer. No thank you. Mealy! Hi Mealy! How are you? Welcome, 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 welcome. It's daylight hours. I don't even know myself. Are you working too, Mealy? I feel like I'm either a work helper or a work distractor, I'm not sure, but either way, I'm happy to see you all. Yes, working. Oh good, thank you so much for popping in. It's nice to see your name in the chat. We had our first raid before, which was cool. Let's do the John did our first raid ever. So that's nice. That's been fun. Helping you get through to the end of Friday. Yay! I'm so glad. It was exciting. It has been exciting. I like getting excited about all the things. Need to remember not to paint too far down. I've got to... Because I don't want to like lean in my paint. I'm trying to very much meticulously go from the top down, and I'm already just like, what about if I noodle over here and down here? But it's the hardest part, is trying to get my brain to stick to the plan that I've made for how I do things. But we're getting there. My head's not in the other camera, is it? No, good. There's so many like tiny little details. I'm already going, I want to paint that, I want to paint that. But I know the time will come later for that, so just the big general stuff right now. Little claws in here I don't want to lose. This bird had very sharp claws. I was very conscious of that when I picked it up. Although there's something about birds, every time you pick them up you're just like, wow, you really are so light. Like, I know they have hollow bones and all that sort of thing, they're like all little tubes, but they're so light when you pick them up. We once had a wood dove at my mum's house fly into the window and sadly pass away. And picking that up, it was such a large volume, but it weighed nothing. Nothing. It's crazy. You want to work on portraits? Portraits! My favourite. I'm definitely a portrait painter, portrait and figurative. This one's a little bit more fantastical than usual. The main thing that you probably won't get from me is landscapes, so you've got Bob Ross for that, so that's good. Where are you based? Let's do the John. Are you Australian as well? We're all... There's a bunch of Aussies in here. Because I do find that interesting with Bob Ross, because the Australian landscape is so different from the American landscape in colour and textures and so many things, that doing a Bob Ross landscape feels really like it could only ever be from a reference picture here in Australia. It's just not how it looks over here. Even though we've got like so many different kinds of ecosystem and types of flora and fauna and all that, I feel like all of our yellows, all of our greens are different greens. They don't have as much blue in them unless they're eucalypt. And even then it's like a grey blue, not like a deep green tealy blue like my hair colour. You guys have that sort of colour in trees and that, and we just don't have that. There's so much. And we've got like, you know, even our beaches and that are different. Like, it's all really different. Oh, you're in the US. Cool, cool. It does, well, we've got areas that are permanently arid, and then we've got other bits, because we don't get like the snow except for a few select tiny areas. So when our arid areas get cold, they just get cold, or they just get wet. But they sort of stay red dirt and all that. We definitely get sort of flooding and things in different areas, but that's a normal part of the weather cycle for a lot of areas as well. They'll have sort of like invisible rivers, where the rivers are normally, and then as it dries out, it all just disappears and you sort of forget where they are, and then when it gets wet, they all appear again. This is just a shadow coming down from the leg if it looks like I've got a weird stripe. Hawaii imports Australian sand? Really? We do have nice sand, I will admit. Although a lot of the beaches down here, we're down at the bottom in Victoria, so bottom right hand corner of Australia. A lot of our beaches are man-made beaches, so they'll take the sand from other places in Australia and put them on the beach, because otherwise the water just erodes it all away. And because we've got such a beach culture, like the little local councils are like, we want more beach, none of this just ocean without sand. We will bring in the sand. Which, you know, Seems silly, but actually I do appreciate it because there's nothing worse than a crowded beach. So being able to spread out is great. Urban legend that that's the case. It does seem impractical, but people are fussy. People are fussy. And like, I wouldn't put it past people to import giant amounts of Australian sand just because that's what they want to sit on. Again, even here people aren't like, we're just gonna, you know, listen to the earth if the earth is like, yeah, this bit of beach is gonna just erode away into the ocean. They're gonna be like, nah, I want this to be a beach near my house. Whatever. People be people. People be people. I don't have enough capital to comment on giant capitalist wants and needs. I'm a little starving artist. Well, not starving, but, you know, renting. Does that count? I'm a little renting artist. Happy enough to get by with just my side gig working in an art shop. If I can keep getting by on just that, I'm happy and content. And now on live stream as well. Yeah. Capitalism is very weird. Oh, come on, Waffle. I didn't even notice that was you. Hi. Are you at work? How are you? Why don't they import the sand from Nevada? That's my question. Getting by on your side gig too. Excuse me. Your side gig is quite the major gig now, Mr. Fancy Person. Don't worry, there's a lot of shush in here. I won't tell anyone. I won't tell anyone who's having fun here. It's not like there's going to be a VOD with evidence or anything. Not at all. Come on, Waffle, how's my volume and stuff? I turned everything up again a bit more. I do worry that I just have that habit of when I'm concentrating, I naturally get mumblier. But this is why you live stream, so you learn and you practice to be better at speaking. When I started my YouTube, a lot of it was just getting the confidence to talk about what I do, and it definitely helped because now I'm talking about what I do more than ever and enjoying it as opposed to being scared of it. So that's been good. I like that. That looks nice. Bird feathers are lovely because you just start with the furthest down feather and then you work your way up to the one that's the closest to you, and you can just create this little like dragon scale pushing, which is really nice. Definitely mumbly. Sorry. You had a meeting from 6 till 9 last night? Ew. Ew, ew, ew. Ramblomatic. Ramblomatic is an interesting word to say. That does interesting things in the mouth. Bleh. My natural voice does sit around that volume, that's true. What? Me time myself talking? No, I have a toddler. I talk all day now. It's intense. And she's not even asking all the questions yet. She's not even up to that point of asking all the questions. She just wants the back and forth conversation. There we go. Go. Yeah, getting there. Yeah, I'm going to try turning on my studio light. Yeah, that just gives you a little bit more detail. I love how much you can see my whole hand reflected in the board. That's so fun. Some people are like, how can you paint on something reflecty? And I'm like, well, I'm not looking at the reflection, I'm looking at what I'm painting. So I don't really find it that distracting. You have to go do post-stream things? No worries, thank you so much for the first raid! And thank you so much for hanging out, it's fun. I'm gonna give you a good stalk later, like I said, I've got you in the other tab, so thanks again, and I'll see you next time. Or when you are streaming, I'll get a notification. Yeah! That's very fun. Boop, boop, boop. I've got probably... Oh, if you didn't see on YouTube and where else did I post it? In my Discord and things? Yeah, I got raided by Let's Do the John. First raid, 11 people, so that was really nice. I was just saying I've posted a little schedule in my Discord and on my YouTube, which I can do there. Did the Discord command work earlier? Let's find out. Boop. I posted a little schedule of 5 live streams I can do this month because that's what we need to get affiliate, is just the quantity now, which is really exciting because so many people followed, so I'm very thankful. Yeah, so this was the first day, and even though most of them are shorter, they're only 2-hour streams, I still think they're going to be really fun because I can just get a little bit done, and like getting this set up is just so nice. Chicken for life, thank you so much for following. Thank you. Chicken's great. How are you? Command didn't work? Ah, okay. Yes, it does look like it works for YouTube. Okay, so I need one for Discord. Right. Default commands. I'll do that later. Let me put that on. I don't have my to-do list thing. Ugh. Newspaper. Discord command. I always end up with my little to-do list at the end of a stream. Lovely. To-do list. Yeah, I'm not sure why that didn't work on Discord, but Stream Elements has moods sometimes. Oh, where'd my reference image go? There. Now, the only thing I didn't set up today that I should have was a sticker for the bits. So let me quickly see if I can set one up. Sticker. And when I say for the bits, I don't want to get flagged, but I often do artwork that is of the body and its glory. Where can I find previous stickers? Under there. I just need a something, and I wanted to do a digital something today rather than a rather than a physical sticker. So the other day I put physical stickers on the bits, but the problem if I do that, I can't paint underneath the sticker. So because we're doing an underpainting, I'm just going to put this in. Oh, no, not that. Yuck. Just go. Go away. Giant thing. Sorry about that. What can I do? Cover. I just need a little something on screen. What can I add? Something small. Sorry folks. Hopefully this won't take too long. I just don't want to get banned. That's the thing. I don't want it to go to poo. And granted, I haven't figured out how to mark this for adult content, and I don't know if I want to. We shall see. I'll just put this on for the minute. Sorry, I know this is huge. Let me just make it tiny. This is a little artwork I commissioned from Sarah Capon, who's amazing. She's a illustrator who does paper cutouts. Whoop. I'm just gonna do that. Alright. Let's just cover the bits with that. Cool. And then I'll get something a bit better later. If anyone has something they want to donate as a sticker option, feel free to chuck it in my Discord. Transparent PNGs, please. And then I can import some. So, comma waffle, if you have one of your emotes and you want to write comma waffle next to it, that would totally work. Or Mrs. DB, if you want, Mrs. D, if you want one of your emotes as a bits sticker. Yeah. As long as it's got your name next to it, so if people ask what's that cute thing, I can say it's yours. That's what I need. Another streamer I like, Ilary, she used a bit sticker the other day as well. After she saw me doing one, and I'm like, yes! Where is she? Is it Illy or Ree? I think it's under Ree. Ree! Ree is also an artist with the Victorian Artist Society doing the coterie mentorship residency that I'm doing at the moment, so it's been really cool getting to know her already. Yeah. Please do. You have my Discord, don't you, Comma Waffle? I'm sure you do. If not, go to YouTube and follow the link I put in chat. I was saying earlier, the reference image for the human part of my Harpy is a life model who I bought some images off, and this one's one of the aerial poses, so they're actually hanging upside down from a hoop. So it's quite cool to see the gravity in the body and the head later, and she's got a lot of tension in her neck, which I think will just look fantastic in this if I can paint it well enough. So I'm excited to get all that expression in there. You really can't tell just from the sketch how much is going on down here, but there's a lot. It's really cool. I'm actually tempted not to get too far into the face until I've got this all filled out, just because I don't want to smudge it with my hand, and I might bring the whole easel up when I get to that point. A separate room for submission content. I can do that. Is that tricky to do on the fly? No, it's pretty easy. I will put that in non-art corner. I'm gonna call it Send Me the Thing. There you go. There is a Send Me the Thing channel in the non-art corner. Use that. Nice! I've already received a Godzilla. That's perfect. That will be a perfect sticker for the bits. Amazing, Comma Waffle. Great choice. I don't even know what I was expecting, honestly. Do not know what I was expecting. Alright, now that I've filled in the darkest dark, I'm going to go in with this much lighter one. I normally go step down, but I think I want to be more exact. And see how bright that's going to show up? Yeah, see, that looks incredibly bright. Actually, maybe I will have to go down step by step. Otherwise, that's going to be too much. Yeah. I've got an hour. We can fill this in. I believe we can do this. See, why is Discord fast and easy like that? And I find stream elements so confusing and awkward. just going to use all the colours. I'll just paint from the top to the bottom now. I think that'll just keep me on task a bit better. And dancing around. Yeah. But this is one of those things that just look so daunting, but they're actually really fun. It's like painting folds in fabric. You've just got to think about each feather's curve. Yay. More. The best thing about oils is you do get a bunch of that colour mixing together to create those soft, gentle gradients. So even though I'm sitting here being really controlled with my colour, it can all just sort of fade together really well. I really do find this way of painting quite satisfying, even though it's way less free than my more intuitive cloudscapey, or even life drawing. Life drawing I'm very messy to start with and then I slowly tighten it up. This is sort of tight from the start. Prepping a reintroduction to streaming, I was going to steal Moogie Paint's thing of using transparent PNGs, so I have a few banked up. That's a good idea! That's a good idea. I really liked how Moogie Paints used to do that. Do I have a command for her? I don't think I do. She hasn't streamed in a while. But if anyone's into Warhammer miniature painting, Moogie Paints on Twitch. Super, super rad painter and lovely person. Yeah, it's been years, yeah. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Commonwealth. Please do. Linking to her over here on Twitch. I have seen her put some stuff on Instagram. Like she did the Critical Role figures, which were very good. And things like that, so... She's definitely still painting, but I think streaming takes a certain amount of energy. For me at the moment it's giving energy because it's giving me momentum, which is good. And like this piece, I need to sort of not take more than a month to do, which with drying times that should be quite manageable, but at the same time I said I'd start at the start of the month and it's the 12th already. Yeah. Well, yeah, time is definitely the time thing. Especially when you're still humming and hurrying about more commitments. Which is an issue. That's true. Your side hustle and your side hustle. This is the side hustle to your side hustle. That makes sense for you. And a good way of wording it. So for me it's more streaming, and if I can get YouTube monetized, which is one of my big goals, so I'm unfortunately lost a lot of my watch hours while I was off having a baby and raising her, but if I can get it monetized, I just want those sort of passive streams and marketing happening in the background while I'm making new works, because it's just an easier way to distribute myself across all the different demands of being an artist. Which is, you know, marketing, accounting, networking, in-person stuff, digital stuff, all the stuff that's not painting, of which there's a lot. I don't know, I like the ability to talk to someone in person and go, hey, I've got a video on YouTube about that thing that you're asking about. Here, come take my resources that are pre-recorded for your convenience, as opposed to me describing everything live to everyone all at the same time. Every time. everything that is not making art is... Honestly, it takes up more time than the making art, which is the problem. That is essentially the problem. I'd be okay with it if it didn't take up so much bloody time. Also, I never seem to get to like a good, like, I've done enough of that and now I can be guilt-free about it. No. Yeah. I'll actually use my miles stick to lean on. Because I do my workout, I'm very actually feeling. Oh, by the way, my mouse stick is a golf club. Mouse stick being the random thing that you can just lean on, so you don't lean on your artwork all the time. I like the golf club because it hooks on the top, and then I can just sit here and go doodly doodly doo, and not actually be leaning on my artwork. First mouse stick I saw with a hook on the end, it was David Cassan, who's an amazing American painter who paints Jewish people from Holocaust stories and things like that, like people with their own Holocaust stories and survivors. And he had a, you know how mountain climbers have those like telescopic sticks that they use to like slalom themselves? He had one of those with a coat hanger covered in duct tape on the end that was done in a hook so that he could put it in a suitcase, because he'd come out to Australia for a workshop I did with him. Lots of people did with him, but I was lucky enough to be at that workshop. And yeah, it telescopes into the bag, and I'm like, that's such a good idea to have a fold-up one. But because it was like a mountain climbing one, it was still a sturdy enough stick. It wasn't like wibbly wobbly or anything. I've seen a couple that have like 3D printed ends and things like that, but they're really flexible, and I don't like it sort of flexing. I like it to feel really sturdy, so the golf club feels really nice and sturdy. Love it. And it cost me $3 at Savers, the op shop. 3D prints can be brittle too. Yeah, I don't know what this person uses in terms of what filament they use, but I definitely, like, everyone I saw using them in videos and that, the second they'd push with their hand like this, it would just flex, and I'm just like, not giving me the confidence that I would like. Sadly. That's looking like a feather. Yay. If it was a resin print with full infill, it'd be okay, but woof, that'd be pricey to print. And that's the problem with a lot of art tools, is people invent art tools, but then getting them to be cost effective when you're only going to be selling to a real niche is difficult. Because, like, most art tools, unless you, like, reinvent the sharpener or something, you're going to have a limited audience, unfortunately. Yeah, well that's what, if it was like a cast mold or something like that, like hell, if it was cast in like metal, I would pay more for that because then I know it's going to be strong. Like if I had the golf club stick and then they made me like the little fork attachment at the end to hold on, that'd be good. Although, yeah, with metal sometimes that's too aggressive. That's why this one, I did have it covered in that like sticky bandage stuff that they put over like casts, but then that gradually gets sticky over time on everything else. So this is actually, I think it's like a spade rubber that you use on spade handles and some tape underneath that. So I just did that to just get it a little bit spongier so it wasn't like making divots in the top of my easel. And that seems to have worked out okay. Very non-specific, non-exact, but like, it's doing the job. Now, like, once I went to life drawing and my little 2-year-old was like, Mummy, golf club, Mummy, golf, 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 because she knew I take it to life drawing sometimes. And I hadn't taken it with me, and I'm like, oh yes, I'm sorry, I forgot. Thank you for the reminder. She's just hit this age where she wants to remind us of things. I don't know if it's just justifying that she remembers things or what, but it's very, very cute. Yeah, and that part of that is the joy of making your own tools. That can be quite a fun part of the process. I think for me, with making your own tools, is it just feels like if I have to make my own tool, how many people is that an inaccessible thing for? Because, like, yeah. You want everyone to have access to the things that they want and need. Especially, like, yeah, because my side gig is working in an art shop, so you see a lot of people come in who are just like, I wish I could get this and this and this, but I can only get this, and it's not the tools that make the art, but they help. They definitely help. Anyone who has to use the absolute bargain basement oil paints that aren't even really oil paints, I'm just like, no, please get just 2 colours of the artist quality. It'll be so different. It'll be so nice. You haven't heard her say actual words yet? Come over, it's full conversations now. It's full conversations. Oh my god, you need to come over for a play date. It's a whole thing. It's so much fun now. Like, in a completely different way. But yeah, no, she'll tell you her opinions on things. And everything. I'm having a craft-afternoon on Sunday. You want to come over and do craft? Come over. In between all your side gigs. Okay, I'm quite happy with these feathers, but we need to get... Why is the camera continually autofocusing today? Has it been doing that the whole time? Rude camera. Please focus right there. Thank you. Oh, too dark. That's better. So interesting having the head at the bottom, because I'm putting all this time and attention into the feathers at the top, because they're sort of like almost performing as the head right now, because they're the top focal point, and then like it's very much one of those paintings where you'll sort of look up and then your eye will go down. Rehearsal? No dice. Boo! Are you going to be dressed up as Dolly Parton? It's a valid question. It's an easy cosplay. The Aerial Studio where I had gym this morning, they're having a Eurovision themed like performance night, and I'm like, has been done recently. Your theatre performance. Oh, Eurovision stuff. Although you went on a hoop for it. No, that's for somebody else. Aww. Where am I now? Paintbrushes are the best when you have itchy hair. Okay, some of that one. If anyone was wondering about keeping less solvents in the studio, I tend to use the most eco-friendly paper towel I can to wipe off my brush rather than swill it around in solvent every 5 minutes. It also keeps my brush not too wet, so I don't end up with big liquidy splodges coming on to the board. But it is an easy way to severely reduce the amount of solvents you're inhaling by basically painting without them and just using them for cleanup. I've already got so much done, this feels good. I love being productive. Oh, Comma Waffle. Dr. Batman earlier was finding me new songs on Spotify for my Life Drawing playlist, which is pretty much heavy, fast remixes of stuff. And I want to know if you know this guy. He does remixes of Disney songs in like... He basically sounds like the singer from Disturbed. He's great. His name is... Peyton Parrish. P-E-Y-T... Oh, I'll type it in the thing. P-E-Y-T... Peach. Look him up on Spotify. I think you will like. I very much enjoy the cover of Surface Pressure from Encanto. Because yes, I found out a while ago, especially guy who does mixes with pop culture stuff on Insta. Does he have it on Spotify? Because my life drawing playlist is on Spotify. Ow. It's very practical. That's why I use it. I wish I paid people more, but other than that, it's very practical. But yeah, I found out I need fast, heavy stuff when life drawing because chill, relaxy stuff like this, I go too slow, which painting something from a reference image, slow is fine, but when I've only got a 20-minute pose to get down as much as I can, I need adrenaline. And so now I basically dance paint at life drawing if I get a good enough song on, and that has been working out well for me. I've been getting a lot more down and my sketches are a lot more free when they start, and then I can just refine little bits and sort of be very choosy about it, which has been good. But it also means that now that I'm going life drawing 2 to 3 times a week sometimes, I'm getting sick of my playlist a lot faster than usual. So any recommendations, even just sent to my normal messaging hoo-ha, is very appreciated. Oh, well, it's probably because it's a cover. Also probably because it's him producing it by himself. Limitations of recording equipment, etc. I agree, he probably doesn't need it. But it's an effect. He's going for an effect. Oh, look at those feathers! Oh, I'm happy with those. Yes! They've got so much texture to them, which is like, they're ruffled, they're not precision feathers, which is good because that helps with the message that the bird has passed away. They're not all pretty and perfect, they've just got that texture to them. Whoops, let's fix that one. Better. Come off and remind me later, I'll send you some videos of her talking. Little bird. We're even practicing like Old MacDonald Had a Farm at the moment. And oh, row, row, row your boat is hilarious because it's like row, row, row boat. Mary. Dream. And that's the song. That's how much she does of it. So there's gaps and then yes. So I've been enjoying that one a lot. Every time she's on the rocking chair, that's the one that comes out. Alright, now these feathers are short and fluffy, so I feel like I need a more textury brush. Hello, brushes. Nope, you're all too pretty. Give me a shitty one. Aha! You. Let's make you uglier. Don't understand people who only have expensive brushes. You need cheap and shitty ones when you need to do something like that. Oh, way better. Now I can just go fluffy. Perfect. That's exactly what I want. Oh, well done, ugly brush. Fluffy. This brush is so unhappy looking now, but it works. I can almost just need to put the paint on with the other brush and then just use this to smush it around. Going with that sticker. Yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty good placement. Probably make it a little bit smaller. Nope, too much, too much. You didn't see that. There we go. That's better. It is looking like a half-dead bird. Hopefully at the end it'll look like a full-dead harpy. That's the goal. How you doing, Ariset? Now I'm part of a art show called Myth, so I came up with this idea of doing a harpy post exuberant expression of anguish. So yeah, this is going to be a little human head down here and human chest under our little sticker on stream. Just covering the bits. Half dead bird to full dead harpy. If only we could all be so lucky. Love it. Good sloganing. Thank you. I'm enjoying it. I sort of planned 2 or 3 different ideas, and then when I got this one I was like, yeah, that's what I want to paint. That's what I want to paint right now. 100%. And I was asking a friend of mine who's a photographer, like, do you have any like pictures of women in like full anguish, like full ugly cry face, you know, that I could use for a harpy? And I'd already bought this reference image of this life model on an aerial hoop ages ago. Not ages ago, but like for a different thing. And then when I found it, I'm just like, oh, never mind. You've already sold me the image I need previously. Have I done anything else in the theme? Not specifically. My normal work is more based on the very human sort of hyper-emotion states and things like that, and it's more sort of psychological grief, and I'm doing more work nowadays on death and death care. But the myth idea was proposed by the gallery, Modern Eden Gallery in San Francisco, for this specific portrait show. They do a portrait show every year, and last year their theme was called Beyond Original, which was take a master's work and use that to inspire you to create a new work. So I did a work based on Titian's version of Mary Magdalene, which I believe is still on their website if you go to Modern Eden and look for Liz Gridley. Yeah! Oh, Arisa, check out my Instagram if you want to read a little bit about what I'm doing at the moment. I did a piece recently about aquamation, which is a new form of sort of internment, I guess you call it. So it's cremation using alkalized water, and it is has a much smaller carbon footprint and is a really sort of, I guess it's just a more gentle process than traditional flame-based cremation. So I did an artwork about that. Thank you. Oh, did Ree recommend me? Thank you, Ree. Ree's a friend of mine in real life. We're both part of an art residency this year, and Ree is amazing. I've just been getting to know her this year, and absolutely love her stuff and her style. She is a lovely, lovely lass to get to know. I need a big filbert brush. Where are you? Like you. I say big, it's like ever so slightly wider than this one. Like, it's not a world of difference between these two, but big difference for me. Thank you, Come Awful, for linking my socials. You're a wonderful mod. I made you a mod, didn't I? I think I did. You're a wonderful mod. I thoroughly appreciate it. You're exploring your own concepts of it, but more psychological right now, before you figure out how to get it out visually. Oh, the research phase of this work that I'm doing at the moment has been going for over 6 months. Like, absolutely. And it's such an intense but universal topic. It's the first thing I found daunting was just there's so much that's already been done on Memento Mori and things like that. How can you be original? And it's less about being original, it's more about being authentic, I think is what I've landed on. I want to make work that authentically is about what I'm interested in the moment that I'm interested in it. Not feel like I sort of have to do a certain diatribe of what's expected in death care or be perfectly impartial to all different kinds. I can just sort of add volume to whatever issues or moments I want to. So that's where I'm sort of sitting with it at the moment. Yeah. But lots of things cooking, but I've been really enjoying doing a lot of reading and doing a lot of research. Because yeah, there's a lot out there that's been written on the subject. Of course you're a mod. Yeah. Thank you. You're a great one. Excuse me. Yeah. Yeah, that big time. But I also believe we can offer our own interpretation of death, even if others have shown their ideas. Yes. Books? Oh, so many. I started with Caitlin Doty, who you probably know from YouTube as Ask a Mortician. Absolutely amazing. Previously crematory worker, then funeral homeowner, huge death advocate and researcher and documentary maker. So she sort of started me a bit in that I devoured all 3 of her books that she's written, and she's writing a 4th at the moment. And then a whole bunch of stuff I've read. I read a graphic novel the other day about someone whose mum died, and that was intense but lovely. I think it was called Welcome to the Pity Party, or Dancing at the Pity Party. That was great. I'm currently reading an Australian book by 2 psychologists in Sydney called Mortals, about the fear of death and dying. And it's sort of like the culmination of, it's a father and daughter who both work in the same area, and they're highly, accoladed psychologists. But they've done a real big summary on like a heap of just death history and the relationship of fear of death culturally, religiously, personally, through different sort of so many lenses, and they've tried to be really comprehensive about it. And the fact that they're Australian I find really accessible and really interesting, because they do bring a lot back to Australian culture, and like so much of what's written out there and like all Caitlin Doty stuff is really American and international. It doesn't really touch on Australian stuff, so I'm finding listening to an Australian voice very interesting. Lady Doctor. Caitlin with a C. But yeah. No, Caitlin's. I always hit Bentham's head from all those old ones about all the iconic corpses. She did a whole series on people who have been famous for being dead in various ways, or famous for being dead bodies also, or dead body bits. She's hilarious. She's I even saw her recently. She spoke at like a university symposium, and even that was great. And yes, I had to get up at 3 a.m. in Australia to watch it, but it was so cool because she's so experienced at this now, like talking publicly about it. And like, I'm a very nervous public speaker, but speaking on YouTube and that sort of thing has been giving me a lot more confidence and a lot more practice. And if you watch her videos back from the beginning, you can see her just blossom into herself the more and more she does it, and as she gains that experience, it's just awesome. So it gives me hope that one day I can talk with a bit more authority on what I do, or at least a bit more convincing candor, and not sound so unsure of myself all the time. I don't know, I'm working on it. I'm here to work on it. You guys are helping a lot because you're getting me talking, which is really nice. I think that's a hard thing sometimes when you're stuck in the studio by yourself in your own head. You don't have that sort of practice of forcing yourself to articulate what's going on in your head, and that's something I really value from YouTube and Twitch, is putting myself on the spot to try and articulate what's going on in my head in general. you see any of that? Oh yeah, you can see the bit. That's the first time I've used proper white in this whole painting, which is standing out a little bit more for me than I think it is for you. The aluminium's interesting because as you change the angle, the background area will get darker and lighter depending on what it's reflecting. So as I move around, I can see it sort of reflect in different ways, as opposed to you guys are seeing it in a static spot, as much as you're seeing me move the reflection around. Like, see how when I move up my wrist, reflection, which is very, very pale, the darks seem darker, and then when I take it away, it seems more muted. That's the sort of idea. Talking about seeing others blossom and settle into themselves on YouTube. Oh, I'm so glad that's one of your favourite things to see. That's nice. When YouTube crosses the line from, oh my god, what's happening, to arrived. It is interesting how you'll see people just suddenly be all like, boom, I've got this. That's the sort of confidence I aspire towards. I think that sort of boom, yep. I've got this. I think part of my struggle is just the fact I'm really bad at writing scripts for things. I tend to need to just talk and talk and talk and then just edit the good bits. Oh yeah, no worries. I'm happy to talk aluminium anytime. It's a bit of a weird one, but I've been painting on aluminium on and off for about 5 years now. It's still a bit of a funny, tricky surface, but it has this beautiful reflective quality in terms of, even if I paint over the entire surface, if I use transparent oil paints, it allows light to go through the paint and then bounce back out, giving sort of a glowy effect. And it's definitely very eye-catching in person, because when you're walking past a bank of paintings, one of them almost like shifting colours compared to the others, oh, it gets your attention. It's great. It's just a real bitch to photograph, unfortunately. Which is again where like YouTube footage and that sort of thing of me walking past a painting can be quite handy to have, to show those extra qualities rather than static still images. I've tried like 3 or 4 people to professionally photograph my work, and all of them are just like, they're difficult. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Yeah, I'm definitely a novice photographer when it comes to record keeping, but photographs are a very essential part of the painting process these days. Yes, that's the only way to distribute your work. There we go. That's looking pretty good. The bright's where I need it. Look up how to paint glowy light. Oh, the ladies only exhibit? I don't know. I've seen both sides of it in the last day. I've got a real sentimental love of Mona and what they do with poking the bear all the time, because I actually got engaged and then married at Mona to my husband. So like I have a real sentimental attachment to the place, and I love that it is, he likes being controversial and he likes doing things that, yeah, get on people's nerves, because so much of art reporting in commercial Australian news is, oh, the audacity, we can't have this, we can't have that, and I'm just like, yeah, if they're going to be like that anyway, bring them the fight. And yeah, the fact that this exhibit was open for 3 years, and then this dude walked in and went, I paid $35 for my ticket, how dare you not let me into this one room, how dare. I think that is just hilarious and silly. But on the other side of it, one of my friends posted that he felt very discriminated against when he went to the gallery, because he's queer, international, and genuinely loves a artist whose work was in that gallery at the time. And I'm on the fence, because part of me is all like, oh, I hate that I know someone who felt personally victimized and discriminated against him about that. But then on the other side, that was entirely the point of having a ladies only lounge, because how often do I not have access to things simply because I'm a woman? And that's fucked. And historically, that happened so often and still happens all the freaking time. And honestly, it's one room. It's one room. But that's enough to get people this pissy. So yeah. I did find it very interesting. They said because of the way the law protects certain kinds of establishments, if it was a women's only club, it would be protected in theory by the law, but because it was a lounge, which is not an exclusive club where you need membership, it was not protected under the current laws. And I'm just like, just turn it into a club. You've already got it, just turn it into a club. Like, 5 cents to enter for women to be members. Done. I'll be a member. Also, I just love velvet green, and the fact that it's all beautiful velour velvet green curtains and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. And that is the point. You're supposed to feel like it's not fair. Otherwise, it's just another room of art. Like, the whole point is that it's not fair. Oh, come on, for your comment about the paintings working well with skylights. You would know. I love it. Your skylight works particularly well. I'm glad. I don't know how I feel about the dude, because, like, I don't know, because they put, like, his name had to be publicly part of the thing. I don't know if he's, like, poking the bear and fighting this fight because he's a chauvinist who's a dick, or if he's someone who just genuinely didn't get it, because a lot of people, in my experience, who go to Mona, there's a lot of people walking around who just don't understand the place. Like, the whole point of Mona, it's a museum of sex and death. Like, it's meant to be adult, it's meant to be weird, it's not meant to be you walk through, there's your little tableau telling you about the artwork, and then you go to the cafe and get a coffee. That's not the point. But a lot of people who go to Mona don't get that. And then they write, like, Google reviews being all like, there was a machine that smelled like poop. Dislike. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but, like, that's the only publicly permanent Wim Devoir exhibit of a cloaca machine, and it's been around for ages, and yes, it is a mechanical human digestive system. Of course it's going to smell like poo. Like, it actually poops. Yeah. Anyway. Oh, there were 2 complainants. I didn't know that. Okay, I thought there was just one. First dude had the point explained and he understood and respected it. This dude kept pushing. Okay. Because, yeah, this is the one named on the legal... Because I read the link that Mona put up, which was the actual legal finding, and that had one name listed as the complainant. Your mother-in-law was a bit puzzled by it. The poop machine, or the cloaca, or the women's only lounge? Yeah, definitely ask. I think that is the fun part sometimes, is when you take someone to Mona and they don't know about it, but you know. Because then it's up to you how much context you want to give them, as opposed to people who decide they want to go to Mona individually. I feel like it's on them to figure out where they're going and what they're doing. And if they decide not to look at any description of what the place is, that's on them if they're going to be confused. But yeah, if you're being taken by someone else, then the onus is on someone else. You were giving way too much context. Yeah, probably. Sorry, I've talked about it way too much over time. Not just me, other people in your life as well. The complainant chose to go public because he didn't like their explanation or yeah. But yeah, it's a gallery. Depending on the exhibits you hold, I think it's sort of your responsibility to challenge society. Oh, your wife built it up too much. I forgive her. The other thing is, like, it's a privately owned gallery. You're not owed anything. And how many galleries do you go to that don't have everything on public display anyway? Like, if you go to the NGV in Melbourne, like, something like 60% of the artworks they own are not on public display or more. So, sitting there going, I can't see this one room of art. Guess what? Regardless of gender, that's kind of the norm in public institutions. So, stop being a whinge. I don't know. It's one of those things. I understand there are 2 sides to it. I like art that pushes people. I like art that makes you angry, that makes you uncomfortable. Hell, I make art that makes people uncomfortable. That's my personal opinion. Yeah, the NGV has so much archived and in storage because they don't have space to put it, but at least we're getting our new big contemporary art museum, which will be really cool, behind NGV. So there will be more on display. I believe Ron Mueck's giant skulls are going to be permanently on exhibit there, which will be really cool. You like art that makes you feel hungry? Fair enough. There is a lot of good art out there that makes you feel hungry. What was... The one that didn't make me feel hungry was the table of rotting food with gum paste over the top in Mona. That made me very not hungry. Just knowing how much mould was growing under that. Blech. That's true. Oh, so does this dead harpy make you feel hungry? To be fair, it is like 10 minutes before I probably have to log off, but I feel really proud about how far we've gotten. Like, I've got some lovely feathers I love, then I've got some fluff action with my new fluff action brush, and then I've smoothed out the chest here. So tonight, well, I'll see if I have any time tonight to do more on the head and on the legs. But if I don't get more time until Sunday, that's fine too. I'll just make sure anytime I leave a painting for a little bit, I just try and sit here and just feather out the edges a bit. Because if you leave a hard edge, it's harder to reintegrate later. So I'm just going to quickly do that. It's okay up here with the legs because I want the leg to be a hard edge, but anywhere where it's meant to be soft, I want that to be all feathered in. Yeah, feathered. Bird puns. Yeah. Oh my gosh. This is nice to have a nice chill day stream. I will have to keep trying to fit these in. When's my next stream I said I was doing? I think it's Saturday. I'm doing a late night one because I'm going out to a night art event and then I was going to come home and stream. So like, I think 10 PM to midnight or something I said. So Saturday, Australian Eastern Standard Time, 10 PM to midnight is my next one. If anyone's around, come say hi. And I'll probably still be working on this then, I reckon. Because, yeah, if I can have that session, I'll probably finish the underpainting in that session. Nice soft edges. Yeah! That's a lot of progress considering there was nothing on this so far. I'm happy with that. 2 hour stream. It's not so much the time, Waffle, it's I need to do 5 more this month. So that's why I'm like, these little mini streams of just 2 hours I think are fine for now. Because if I go to my thingy thing, yeah, we've got 65 followers now. Wow, that's so cool. I have to do 8 hours per month. We're already up to almost 5 hours, so that's absolutely fine. Average viewers were okay, and then it's stream 7 days per month, so that's what we're trying to do at the moment. So this is stream 3, so we need to do another 4 before the end of the month, or the end of the 30 days. I don't know if it's calendar month or if it's the 30 days, so hopefully it's not calendar month. IMAX is showing Civil War at the moment, Marvel Civil War. That's cool. Oh, thank you so much, Ariset. Oh, Saturday night's your thing. Maybe I can raid you out when we go out. We'll see. I have not raided a person yet. Actually, maybe we should do that. Yeah, we've got 5 minutes until 3, so let me just finish softening this edge. And let's figure out if we can raid someone even though I'm using Restream. Because I think if I do that from the Twitch window, the Twitch one will let me raid out, and then the YouTube one I'll just say bye-bye normally. I think. Let's experiment. Alright. Brushes down. Thank you! I'm so happy with that. Put everything down. Good stuff. Yay. Alright. Let me switch to face only. Sorry to be side on. I've got the camera above my easel at the moment, not on the computer screen over here. Who's on at the moment? Let's have a look. Any of my people on? Not really. Who's this person? Someone sketchy. Maybe. Maybe. Who else is on? Art. Let's look at the art. Art lot. Oh, someone's doing a big buff dragon. Gauntlets. That looks cool. Or painting Artemis. What's an Artemis? Pet portraits! Oh, Freakmeister! I know Freakmeister. Cool, okay, let's try and read out to him. Oh! Yeah, no, you can suggest, Ariset. Do you have someone to suggest? Is anyone on from your people? Commander Biscuit. Let me go find Commander Biscuit. Where? Do. Commander Biscuit 66? Oh, they're doing cool trees and stuff. Okay, yeah, let's try that. I see a picture of Spawn. Spawn's cool. Okay, so now I need my Twitch window. We're learning together, folks. But thank you so much, YouTube people, for being here. This has been really nice doing a little mini stream. And yeah, my next stream will be Saturday night. Just keep an eye on my community tab. I'm posting there a bit more now, which is great. Let me get into the back end of Twitch and see if I can do Raid Channel. There's the button. Yep. Start raid. Okay, I'm gonna immediately end my stream once it bounces over. So thank you all so much for coming. Bye. And we'll go over here to the bye bye.